I watched
James,
before. Yeah.
are you exclusively admitting that you're a part of the reboot?
Buffy sent me into therapy, actually. Buffy crushed me.
For years now, James Marsters has been asked the same question over and over again. Would you come back as Spike if Buffy returned? And for years, his answer's been very polite, vague, and non-committal. But this time was different.
To Sunnydale.
If you clicked on this video,
what you're after.
Buffy bot.
Slayer's a robot. Did everybody else know the Slayer was a robot?
On Charisma Carpenter's podcast, The Bitch Is Back, James Marsters didn't just talk about Spike in the past tense. He talked about preparing to play him again. And when an actor starts rewatching a role to see if they can emotionally and psychologically step back into it, that's not just nostalgia. That's a test run.
I had to go back and watch it just to ask myself, can you play that character again?
Shout out to our first patron. There's a link in the description. This one's for you, Robbie.
You want to be a member of the Scooby Gang, you got to be willing to be inconvenienced every now and then.
So first up, let's just talk about why Spike even matters. And you guys let me know in the comments. Do you think he should even come back, or should we just let him rest in peace?
So let me rest in peace.
Spike isn't just a fan favorite character. He's one of the most radical character evolutions in television history. He starts off as William the Bloody, a vampire who kills 2 Slayers, mocks the entire system, and exists purely to disrupt Buffy's world and life. And then slowly and painfully, he changes. He falls in love and he fights against his nature. He chooses to get his soul back, not because he's forced to, but because he wants to be better. And by the end of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer show, Spike doesn't just earn redemption, he earns meaning. He sacrifices himself to save the world, and that matters, because Spike's story doesn't end unfinished, it ends complete, which is exactly why bringing him back is such a big storytelling decision. Right now, we know very little about the Buffy revival. What we do know is it's being positioned as a continuation, not a reboot. That means legacy matters. It means the emotional weight of the original series isn't being erased, it's being built upon. And that creates a big question. How do you honor the past without undoing it? That's why every legacy character who returns, including Spike, has to justify their existence. And with Spike, it's complicated. So if Spike returns, it can't just be casual. James Marsters recently appeared on the Bitch Is Back podcast with Charisma Carpenter. And naturally, the Buffy revival came up. But here's where things get interesting. Marsters says he recently rewatched Buffy, not for fun, but to see if he could internally reconnect with Spike psychologically.
Because of this whole reboot issue, and I had to go back and watch it just to ask myself, can you play that character again? Can just never mind the externals? Can you internally get back to that psychology? You know,
that's a very specific thing to say. He talks about whether he could still access Spike emotionally and whether he could still inhabit that mindset. And then Charisma Carpenter does what fans have wanted someone to do for years.
Well, I exhibit no surprise.
She just asked him directly, are you basically telling us you're coming back? I love Cordelia. And James Marsters says no. But then, and this is the line that changes everything, he adds, there is an interest in having me back.
James?
Yeah.
Are you exclusively admitting that you're a part of the reboot?
I am not. No, I have no idea. I have. Let's see. What can I say? There is interest in having me back.
Sure. Fantastic.
Here's the thing people need to understand about actors and revivals. If James Marsters were not involved in any way, he would say something much simpler. Something along the lines of, I wish them well, I haven't heard anything, it's not happening for me. But he didn't say that. He talked about preparation, he talked about mindset, and then he confirmed some sort of interest. That's the language of someone who is either in conversations or expecting them, allegedly. And when NDAs are involved, this is exactly how actors talk. So what could Spike's actual return look like? It doesn't have to undo his sacrifice. In fact, the most interesting version of Spike in the revival isn't the wisecracking vampire, it's the consequence of everything he's done. Spike as a guardian, Spike as a watcher-like figure, Spike as someone who understands the cost of being the Slayer better than almost anyone. Or even Spike as a limited presence, someone who appears when Buffy needs to be reminded of who she was and who she became. Aging, legacy, consequences. Those themes line up perfectly with Spike. I also find it telling that James Marsters had a timeline for when the character should return. Let me know if that means anything for any of y'all in the comments below.
You know what I've been saying to when asked that if I was producing the reboot, I wouldn't call me yet. I I would need first I would have to do the origin story of the new Slayer. I would have to introduce all of her friends. I would have to set up the new world, and I would have to get them into at least one adventure together before I dropped in any other characters, whether it's other new characters that I imagine or whether it's the characters from the original show. And so I wouldn't imagine that I would be called until the earliest would be the end of season 1, possibly into season 2 is when I'd do it.
So in conclusion, no, James Marsters didn't officially announce Spike's return, but I think he told us more than he probably meant to. There is interest, there is preparation, and there is intent. And if the Buffy revival is serious about honoring its past while telling a mature story about legacy, Spike isn't just a possibility, I think he's a necessity. But let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. Do you want to see Spike back in the revival? Tell me why or why not. And if he returns, how should they handle him?
That's right. I'm back, and I'm a bloody animal. Yeah!
And again, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe for future Buffy content just like this one. And again, this is a video just like this one on screen now.
I may be dead, but I'm still pretty.
Need a hand?
No thanks. I'm good. Slayer's a robot. Did everybody else know the Slayer was a robot?